How's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and I want to talk about something that I think should be in Call of Duty Ghost. It's something that I've really wanted for a while now, and I think with the ability of the new consoles, kind of this new generation of ideas, I think that Infinity Ward should make this a practical thing and a standard that should happen in Call of Duty for the future. So this year on Black Ops 2, we've seen a few things done with kind of like a community survey. We saw the 4 camos that you were able to choose from. I think it was between like Cyborg, Paladin, Dragon, and one other like comics or something like that. And before you started your game or when you turned on your console, you're able to choose which one you wanted to see. And the 2 that had the most votes were going to be chosen. Now there was also a thing they did kind of earlier in the year where after random games they would ask you how the connection is doing. Is the connection poor? Is the connection bad? What would you like to see improvements on? Etc. So they did that, and I don't know how effective it was, but it was definitely a start. Now, I would like to implement the idea of community-based patches. Now, not doing the physical patching, working with the coding, etc., but the dialect between developers and the majority of people who play, like you, me, your brother, your sister, your mom, your grandpa, casual, hardcore, whatever. We have kind of a disconnect between the developers who do all the patching, make the game, etc., design the dynamics, whatever you have, and that can be tough because we're the ones who are playing the majority of the game, and we can tell you what the most issues are. I'll give you some good examples. So it's like me and when I was in high school, the administration was really tough to reach. Like, for whatever reason, my high school was really bad. The administration was super difficult to reach, meaning, like, it would take, like, multiple appointments. I would have to call so many times, and then it's like, oh, maybe I might get, like, 5 or 10 minutes just to, like, shout out my problem. The same problem is held with Call of Duty developers and, the players. If I wanted to talk to, Matt Kiss or David Vonderhaar or anyone else on his team, the best thing I can do is try to reach out on Twitter and hope that he responds. But because he gets so many, replies every day, because he's working on so many projects, the likelihood of my information really sticking to him and wanting to, change an issue isn't very prevalent and isn't very, likely to happen. So what my theory is that Call of Duty should enforce community-based patch suggestions. That's kind of hard to say. So what I would mean by is, every month or so, Infinity Ward would come out and they would, basically make an open list. And the majority of things that were, received on that need to work on, they would actually do work to that. So for Black Ops 2, I can think of a few examples. I can say after about month 1 or 2, we probably realized that the target finder and the gun I just picked up right there, the Remington, definitely needed some work. Now, I know the Remington's been patched before, but if you had a community-based feedback like that, kind of like a survey, where it was just overwhelming response of fix the Remington, fix the Remington, fix the Remington, they might actually do something about that as opposed to just like lowering the damage on this one nautical or whatever you have. So another thing they could do is, let's say, the target finder. Let's say that the community thinks that the target finder is an issue and we do not want it to be as powerful or we don't want it in the game at all. Well, it's not likely that they'll take it out of the game, but what they can do is maybe decrease the range of the target finder or take away its ability to pick up multiple targets at once. So little things like that. I would have loved to seen this in previous Call of Duties because in games like Modern Warfare 2, we could have said, hey, the Akimbo G18s, the noob tubes, Commando, you all got to fix that. But that dialect wasn't there. We didn't have direct communication with the developers, and because of that, not all of our words were gotten out there. If we had a million people crying for the same issue, as opposed to just like maybe the 2 or 3 or 4 that get in touch with someone on Twitter, maybe we can actually make a bigger difference, and I think that would actually be pretty cool. Now, something like Modern Warfare 3 as well. Maybe we could have eliminated the death streaks or how powerful the death streaks were. We could have touched on some of maybe the score streaks that were in the game. The stealth bomber, I know, is really overpowered for being a support kill streak. So that's something I would really love to see, kind of like this support-based feedback / community-initiated patches that would really help the game. Not only would it take pressure off Infinity Ward because they would really know what to target as far as patches, because we don't really know what's going to happen in a patch until it happens. We have no real say, except for, like I said, the few people that do get to reach out on Twitter and, Facebook or whatever, the forums. And even then, that's not as reliable as having like a direct one-on-one communications with the entire community. So I think that would be really cool. I would love to see this technology implemented into the new era of consoles. I think it's long overdue. You know, like I said, the dialect between developers and players is such a far-stretched road that sometimes it's really tough to get in touch with your core fan base and get in touch with the guys who are actually making your game. So anyways, guys, if you did like this idea, like I said, I would encourage you guys to leave a like, favorite, and subscribe on the video. And of course, leave me a comment down below. What do you think of this idea? Do you think it's cool, or do you think it doesn't have its place in Call of Duty? Like I said, thanks for watching the video, guys. Take care, and of course, I'll see you guys in the next video.